Hello everyone. So today is the third day of me working on this artwork. I guess I'm live right now. These are the brushes that I'll be using. All of these are hog hair brushes. Yes, this one is synthetic, but it's a soft bristle brush, the smaller one. Okay, so muting me over here, and let's start working. Hmm. Today I am not placing my canvas, sorry, my palette down below because I'm supposed to cover this place. Okay, so let me fix my camera a bit. I hope it is visible. Hmm. I think it works better. Anyways, now I can see that probably the left eye needs a bit of lightening. It's too dark, at least for my taste. So Hmm. let me add a bit of liquid, the medium that I generally use. It's a fast drying medium, and hmm, just a hint of it. And probably these colors are all uh, dry right now. Hmm. And I need to place my palette somewhere I can access it easily. Right. Hmm. Oh, just adding a hint of black, making this gray color. I hope the angle is perfect and it's not shining. I think it is a bit shiny, so mm, now probably it's more visible. Yeah, I think so. There's a bit of lag, but this works best. Hmm. Generally, I don't prefer working this close to the artwork, but it's fine. Ah, it's too light, too light. I have to add a bit of black to it. Let's see if this color makes sense. I think it does. Anyways, so I won't be working on on the face today. I want it to be dry completely, though I think it is dry. Yeah, it's almost dry, thanks to fast drying medium. Still, I want to, cover the whole canvas first. So let me focus on which part. I really love working uh, on the cloth. Okay, in Hindi it's called silvate. So I really love working on it, and I can see some. umbers here, raw umber, some shades of that. So let's do it. Think so? Yep. Okay. It's gonna be fun. So today you guys can't see the palette since I do have to find a better place. I know the palette so that you can see that as well. I don't know. Let's see the color. Is it too dark? Yes, it is. I think it's actually too dark. So what I generally prefer doing is first cover the entire cloth area with some color that makes sense to me. And then I think it's too light. Maybe it'll work. I think so, it'll work. But it is almost similar to the sky color. It is, yeah, I want this to be a bit more towards the red shade. So I'll be using burnt umber a bit along with this. I hope this doesn't resemble the skin tone. It won't. Is it looking like a skin tone color? Hmm. I don't know, somewhat. But whatever, it makes sense. We just place third. I think this color works good enough, if not the best. Since I'm applying a very thin layer of color, so I can easily change, alter it to my wishes. Hmm. Just one color, okay, not too much of hustle or anything as such. Just one color of whatever makes sense to me. Then I'm gonna add the details later. Or should I? Okay, I'll make a darker version of this color as well, just for the shadow part. Umbers are very transparent, so it's difficult to create uh, value shifts. Let's see, is it dark enough? No. If you're confused, always test the color, okay? You don't have to stick to it just because you mixed it in the palette. In palette, it might seem as the right color, but you have to do the patch test. Let me see. I think this one works better. Yeah, this one works better. So at least that's what I think. Hmm. So some form of, I don't know why, I just like this word silvete. There's this one song by Arijit Singh, if I remember correctly. तेरी खुशबू और तेरी यादें कतरा कतरा सब भुलाएंगे सिलवटें जो तुमने छोड़ी है धीरे धीरे सब मिटाएंगे. Wow, I love the lyrics. It's a beautiful song. Ah, anyways, Okay, I made a bit of error, but it's fine. Who cares? So सिलवटों पे काम कर रहे हैं अभी हम. Don't worry, इससे lighter shades भी use करेंगे just to make the highlights. Uh, hmm. बहुत ज्यादा straight हो गया ना. वॉल्यूम नहीं दिख रहा है. Anyways, अब कलर्स भरा जाए. हे भगवान. This is where I was supposed to use the darker shade, but then I didn't. Once I changed the color and then I realized I should have applied the colors here first. But ठीक है, कोई ना. Sometimes I wonder how these old masters might have felt. Like, see this. I am just recreating an artwork. Okay, this is not my artwork. The composition and everything was already decided by these old masters, like this one by William-Adolphe Bouguereau. The color choices, the positioning, everything decided by him. I'm just recreating it to maybe get a glimpse of what he might have felt. Not sure that's exactly how he would have felt it, but maybe, just maybe get a glimpse of how he might have felt when he created. I don't know. I deeply admire his work, possibly without knowing all the nuances and everything else about his work. It's just his work touches my heart, and that's all. This is the place I was talking about, and I was supposed to add some darker shades. Yeah, it looks pretty. Coming to this part, this is completely light. So I'm adding just a white to the lighter shade which I've used over there. This one. Yeah. Arjit Singh is a really good singer, man. Like seriously. Hmm. I just remembered one of his songs, the one that I was humming, I think. Oh, someone joined. Hi, man, whoever you are. Uh, you can comment there as well. Let me know if I already know you or this is the first time you're seeing my artwork. I guess the one who joined is probably a friend of mine. Hmm. I like the way it is right now. I want to work on this part, but first let's get done with this part of the dress. Yeah. Hmm. Now the brushes are actually hard bristle brushes, and it's good for the first layer, but for the consecutive layers, soft bristle brushes are better. At least that's what I have observed. And of course, it's a known fact. Everyone knows it. Still, just letting you know. Now, this is a shade of purple, and nothing much is going on. So, and it's pretty muted. So, I wonder, instead of using cadmium red, because this I generally avoid using cadmiums. So, instead of using cadmium red, what if Venetian red might work? I think so. Yeah, I'll just clean this brush and let's see. Ultramarine blue and light red. Ah, I like the color. So you guys can't see it because the palette isn't visible, but I kind of like the color. It's purple-ish. Hmm. Yeah, let's simply mix it. I don't know how the lifestyle would have been of people living in that era, like 1800s and all. Hmm. Slow. Not as a compliment, I'm saying slow. Sometimes we're in so much rush, running behind something, that we just forget to live. Ultramarine blue, this color, it is synthetic because the original color was lapis lazuli. It was very costly, very costly. So yeah, lucky us living in this era that we can use ultramarine blue. Yeah, I like the color. Of course, I do have to make a lighter shade for this. ठीक है यार. I'm just placing the color. If I want to change something about it, I'll do it later. Since it's a very thin layer, so I can alter it very, very, very easily. Oil painting is actually very easy. Just need to have patience, nothing much. This place is almost bluish black. Why not to use black? Yeah, I will. I'll add teal to it. Let's see teal and black how the color looks like. अच्छा गंगाधर ओके यू वर देयर सॉरी यार तेरा कमेंट देख नहीं पाया मैं एनीवेज ब्लैक और टील को मिक्स किया जाए almost gray it's looking almost like gray so adding more black to it let's see this is the color ठीक है kind of like it for the time being right now no this is the color for this portion actually the shadow part of the dress instead of hmm, okay it's too black for my taste I need to add something else I don't want to use pure black all of a sudden, okay? Because then you don't have any room to add more dark shade. That's why I try to hold back a bit, at least in the first few layers. That's the reason why I'm adding burnt umber to it. Maybe you won't be able to see the difference in the color, but it actually makes it actually causes some difference. Very less, but it's significant. Had an error. This place was supposed to be different color. I know I should use more color. Okay. Like I'm using it very sparingly. And this is a bit more red. So I don't know if I can get the color using instead of ultramarine blue, what if I add teal to it? Nah, it's making gray. Of course, it was supposed to because teal color has a hint of green, and green and red are complementary colors. So that was expected to happen. As this. I like this color more than the previous one, so let's add a hint of white to it. See what it does. I'm pretty thankful to a few of the artists who whose videos helped me understand the very basics of oil painting. Yeah, they are on YouTube. And I just remembered one more artist. Some for some odd reason he never made more tutorials. Okay, just the very basics. His name was Ryan Dolgado, something like that. Okay, if I hope I haven't, I hope I have pronounced his name correctly. If not, my sincerest apologies. This person, he has I think 7 videos on while he's working on the same painting, and it explains step by step what one should do to create an artwork, um, layer per layer, like starting with imprimatura, then grisaille, and those all steps. It made sense. If you want to learn alla prima method, which is wet on wet, the one that I'm not doing alla prima, okay, I'm just painting. But yes, there are some people who are specialized in those methods. So if you want to do layer per layer work, so his video is like one of the best Rand Delgado's. But if you want to do alla prima method, romexpaint.com, best. In fact, every budding artist should visit this YouTube page if they're interested in oil painting or painting in general. Why not? Come on. Okay. It is looking very blunt, right? So let me add a bit of more white to it and let's see what it does. But I still remember the first YouTube channel that blew my mind. It was of Emmanuel Dascanio. That artist, like seriously, his work. He works on pencil and paper mostly. And first time in my life, I realized that someone can make paintings or artworks at that level. Sorry. So his work really blew my mind. Then that's how things started. Then I saw the artworks of Caesar Santos. It was later on later stages. Okay, somehow stumbled upon his work, and of course his videos are very elaborate, and I am thankful to him as well. Like I'm thankful to each and every artist who has posted their methods on uh, YouTube. I remember there was this one more art page. No, not page. It was like one channel where every single time some new artist they used to come and guide about painting. So they do publish their own videos, but I think first 1 hour or first 2 hours of the video is free for anyone to watch. So Plein Air magazine, if I'm not wrong, okay. So that those videos also helped a lot. And here I am painting something. Just creating artworks for the sake of creating it. Because this is something that I have always loved doing. And honestly speaking, if given a choice, this is what I want to do probably my whole life. Yeah, there's a certain pleasure in creating something with your own two hands, honestly speaking. I know I'm not that big of an artist, but I like creating artworks and that's what it is. This was supposed to be a bit darker, and okay, I don't worry about it because once this layer dries, I can paint above it since I'm not working on wet. There are two more artists whose work I really, really love. One is Vladimir Volkov, another, well, there are a few. Andrew Tischler is one. In fact, Stephen Bauman. There are two artists with same name. I think the name's pronunciation is a bit different, but there are two artists with same name, at least similar name. One is a guy who's like French cut, that's the type of beards he prefers. And there's this another guy who's like very, very methodological or something like that. Like he's trained in the classical way, and he is like very he does things with utmost perfection, each and every layer, step by step. So, but yes, both of these artists are amazing, and they have taught me something. But technically, I should have removed this color from here because this is not the right color. Yes, this is a better one. I still remember the first time I tried to paint something. I was trying to mix skin tone, and I made it a shade of blue, something like this color. Not this, just the opposite of skin color. Like actually, if you'd add orange to it, it becomes a skin tone. That's how off I was in in, in mixing a skin tone. First time I remember, and since I had no clue about mediums and all, my first oil painting, like it took 1 month, more than 1 month to even dry enough for me to work on it a bit. That was crazy. So yeah, we all start from somewhere, and eventually we learn some basics, and then we find our own path. Hmm. So while I'm at it, I can actually talk a bit about how to hold brushes as well. Like we can hold brushes like this, and we can hold it like this as well. Okay, so you can actually either poke the brush bristles like this, or you can drag it like this. Each has different effect. So most of the times I just try to poke it and so that the color can be filled in the crevices. But sometimes you need to drag through it, like in these places. Like suppose you want to change the color. So here, if you drag the color above it, so that's how you can alter the color. Okay, now let's work on hands. Yeah, why not? Or let me first cover this entire area with the sky color. Okay, I'm lacking liquid. Here's the bottle. Painting is quite peaceful. Mixing skin tone is very easy. Like, yeah, just need to add yellow ochre, any red, possibly some toned down red, like Venetian red or light red, and yellow ochre, and bingo, you get a skin tone. But this skin tone is generally very chromatic. That is why dirty brushes are good for mixing colors. So let's see how. It's too light, too light. Need to make it a bit darker. So I can add burnt umber to it. Let's see what it does. I should have added less white, I believe. A hint of red, light red. Does it work? I don't know, man. I think so. Maybe uh, it's still too light, and I have to make a darker shade as well for the same for the shadow part. So generally, instead of yellow ochre, I can use raw umber to make a darker shade for skin. This color seems like too reddish. Yeah, too reddish. Burnt umber it's greenish. So what it does is it nullifies the red because red and green are opposite. They're complementary colors, and complementary colors nullify each other. Okay, let's just simply place the colors and then we can think on what uh, if we want to tweak the color in some direction or not. Let's first simply place the color. Light for light area, dark for dark area. The elbows are generally more reddish. And it's okay, I mean, now that I'm observing, there's a lot of colors, a lot of things happening. So let's not complicate things and just keep things as simple as possible. Very light layer of color. See, it's almost see-through. That's why we don't keep the background white. It complicates things a bit. The beauty with which this artist has, the mastery with which he has created these transitions. And come on, how can you not love his paintings? Ah, patience. Okay, now now things are getting a bit messed up. Like, which color am I holding? Okay, I'm holding this one. Hmm. I'm just checking if the video is on or not. Okay, this darkness and this darkness are almost similar. That's not what I was intending to do. But I don't know if I should make this darker or this lighter. I think I should make this lighter. Yeah. Ah, ठीक है. There are some subtle nuances which you can only see once you actually do a study of a painting, not before that. This subtle, eerie feeling. Okay. Instead of messing up things, let's just keep things as simple as possible. So what I'm doing is there are just three colors, like one color, three different shades. I don't know the technicalities. What I'm trying to say is that either it's the very bright part here, or the average skin tone, or the dark part, the shadows. Okay, so let's keep things very simple right now. And of course, with time, we will create all those minute shifts But for the time being, let's keep things as simple and basic as possible. The darkest part, Zon palette is like really a good choice of colors to begin with. And don't ever be afraid of making mistakes because in oil painting there is no such thing as mistake. Honestly speaking, there is no such thing as mistakes in oil painting. If the color is a bit off, that's fine. The only important thing to be noted is don't deliberately try to make mistakes. That's all. Okay, if you are just trying to find a proper color and if you are off a bit, then that's fine. Honestly speaking, that's completely fine. Okay, you might have noticed that right now uh, as painting this portion and without cleaning the brush, I started working on here and somehow the color is different and it makes sense. It's because I know that I needed to add this color to this color, the one that was here. And since it was on my brush itself, so it made sense. Blending is very easy, but blending is complicated because you need to know when to blend, when not to, and how to find this perfect harmony between blending and not blending. Ah, no, bro. That's way too light for this place. Just have faith and take the next best step that you can see and hope everything works because it generally does. It's been around an hour since I'm painting and I haven't covered much of the canvas. I was thinking that I'll cover, but ठीक है यार. No, I need this to be a bit more darker. Let's see if this makes sense. No, and I want it to be a bit more red as well. Generally, the hands of this model is a bit more reddish. I don't know if the color choices that I have made is correct, but at least there is something here, and now I can, in a way, decide if if I have made the right choices or not. If not, then I can work on it. That is what's important in painting, or probably in life as well. Hmm. I don't like the hands much the way it is right now. Okay. I think it is too thick. Should be from here. I think the hand should be from here. I have made a few mistakes. I think so. Okay, it's fine. Let's just shift it a bit. Let's see. The problem is that this color is very transparent, so it will be difficult for me to add it here. But okay, let's try at least. There's a reason why this color is this transparent. It's because I'm using ultramarine blue. That's transparent. Of course, titanium white is not transparent, but I don't know if it will work or not. Let's find out. Hmm. Nah, no, bro. Needs a hint of red. Why not I let it just dry first right now? Once it is dry, I'll work on it. It's very difficult right now. Creating those sharp variations. Value structure is like very important. And I messed that up a bit, I think so. Okay. I think it's the right color. Hmm. Slight hint of twist where the wrist ends and again ends. Hmm. Goes here and then it bends here. Okay. So the bend is around here. Yes. So hmm, I want to make it a bit sharper. Hmm. Okay. Kinda like it. We can work, but not now. Let's first just decide the value spectrum first, and then we can work on other aspects of the painting. Right now, just a hint of how I think things are. Might be wrong, but I'm just giving a hint of things are like this sort of connections between these fingers. I don't know if you guys can hear or not, but since I'm in hostel, so apparently there are some hostel mates who are having some kind of fun, probably shouting. Yeah, I'm in hostel. I'm currently pursuing a PhD from IIT Kharagpur, and I love to paint. Not just paint, there are a few hobbies of mine. Painting is one of those. Other than that, I'm quite a bit into fitness and all. So yeah, I remember I read it somewhere that a person should have three hobbies. One which helps him earn money, one which helps him stay fit, and one that keeps him creative. That's what it is. I don't know if this color is like too dark or not. This this portion actually. I know I have to work on this portion a lot because our hands are not looking like hands of a human being. And my sincerest apologies to this painting for messing it up like this. And at the same time, when it's part of painting. Okay. This fan brush, it helps in unifying things so that I could, in a way, see things more clearly on what changes I'm supposed to make. It helps. Softening some very sharp edges, sculpting, giving form to the colors in a way. Oh, sorry. Okay. Bit darker shades here and there. It's too light. It is supposed to be darker. Let's just blend it a bit and let's see what happens. As I said, blending brush, it helps in sculpting, making form out of it. I like it, man. I really like it. The hands are looking quite nice, decent, good. At least I do have something to start with. Of course, needs a lot of work, but I do have something to at least start with. Okay, this is where the darker part goes. Now, this is a pretty complicated place to work with. Hmm. There, this is the thumb, the shine of the thumb. This is where the nails are. I hope so. Uh, this color is actually pretty similar to the dress color, and that's not how it should have been like. So I need to add a hint of red more to it. Let's see. Better, way better. I actually remembered something. So this is soft bristle brush, and yeah, soft bristle brushes directly on canvas means it's very bad for the brushes, okay, because canvas acts like sandpaper. Yes, so it ruins the brushes in a way. That's why we use hog hair brushes for the initial stages of painting. It is hard bristle. It helps the color get deep into the canvas. Just placing some color instead of having no color at all. Let's see if it makes sense or not. I hope it does. Hmm. So this is the light color which I'm placing right now. Then I'll be going for the darker shade. And then I'll do this blending thing, mix it a bit. Hmm. I think so. Now I can add darker shades wherever it is needed. Here I think it is needed. Here also. But I'll work on the details later. Right now, let's just give a hint of how things are or how things should be as per your understanding. I think it's good enough. Now let's paint the sky. It is very, very light. For some odd reason, Bouguereau chose it to be this light. I don't know. Nah, I want a bit of ultramarine blue as well. I don't like the color. How's this? Almost same as the one that I've already mixed. Yeah, it's fine. And then the clouds later. Clouds are very easy to make, by the way. Okay. And probably Bouguereau used white, like white straight from the tube to make those colors. And I think it goes deep down till here. So, okay, let's do it. Hint of ultramarine blue. Now, these places should be pretty sharp. Okay. While as these can be a bit blendy. Reason is quite simple. It's because the sky is way beyond, and this transition should look sharp. While these are quite close, so they should look a bit blended into each other. Okay. Creating art is like one of the most peaceful things. Oh, there are many shades you can see in the sky. Right now, I'm just placing the overall color which I can see, or somewhere the shade of color or the color which I want to place at that place. Aha, it's too similar. The reason I was facing these problems is because I didn't establish the value relationships earlier. It's easy for me because I have been paying quite some time now. But for those who are just starting and actually want to learn how to paint, like who's having enough patience, so just for the experimentation purpose, they can starting with the black and white, where they actually establish the value shifts, and then they can go for uh, the color part. Yeah, and I'm pretty much happy with how it's looking right now. But there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And here comes the fun part as well, because I will be using almost pure white along with liquid because I wanted to dry faster. That's it. Hmm. I love working in details, seriously. Let me see if I can zoom on the work that I'm doing right now. so that I hope you're able to see more clearly and properly what I'm doing. Not sure if it's working properly or not, but I think it's just fine. Hmm. Okay. Remember, this is just first layer. Okay. And we will be working on it. I will be working on it. If you guys are there, and if you guys will join, so you will see me working on it again. This is just the first layer, nothing too serious. It's tiring in a way. I love it. So here I am, painting. Hmm. So this me. Yeah. Apologies for whatever I just saw right now. This is how it looks. And now that I think of it, I think the darks are way more dark than what I prefer. So I'm trying to decrease the darkness. by doing things like this. See, since I haven't established the value scale, that's why I'm facing this problem. But then, is it a problem actually? I don't think so, because everything is a problem in a way. And we are doing this problem solving, and that's how we are painting, right? Like finding the exact color, that's a problem. How we solve it? By finding the most appropriate color which we think suits well at that place it over there, place the colors nearby, and then judge and tweak the color accordingly. Isn't it so? Okay, somehow I tried to change the color a bit, decrease the darkness, because ultimately this place is going to be dark. Hmm. Yeah, I think I like it the way it is right now. Okay, now I have to work on this part. Just a hint of yellow ochre, adding to the white. Hmm. I think it makes sense. Does look good, like decent enough. Hmm. So now that I have done this much, why should I not work on this portion, the skirt part? Hmm. Or how about working on hands, the fingers and all? The blueprint is already there. Why not to work on it? Needs a lot of concentration, but that's a good thing as well. Calms you down a bit. Bouguereau was a master. Seriously. The more you observe his paintings, the more you'd fall in love with his skills. It's weird. So how can you fall in love with someone's skills? This person has like earned it. Okay. The mastery, practicing in his craft, becoming the best. That's how he has earned it. So you can't fall in love with his skill without falling in love with the effort that generated that skill. That will be quite unethical, right? You can't love uh, one face of a coin and do not love the other face. If you want to love the coin the whole. Can't love. Can't choose. The arms are thicker than what I would have preferred it to be. We can work on it. How about using some dark color, even if that color is not present at that place? Just using it for the sake of making those boundaries. I think I like it more like this. Yep, it is looking better. Good work. Sometimes one should appreciate oneself, because why not? Right. These such beautiful shades, so difficult to mimic. Just imagine how he actually came up with those ideas. Bouguereau was a master. Not a single shred of doubt about it. Decent enough for the time being right now, of course. One has to work a bit more. But the way I see it right now, it's good enough. Hey, someone else joined. Hi, whoever you are, you can say hi to me. I'm not sure. Probably you are a friend of mine. I so just say something. You can write if there is a box, comment box. Just tweaking things a bit. To make things make more sense. Hmm. quite complicated. ठीक है. What's the time? Hmm. So these hands are a bit lighter. Left hand. The hand in my left, actually, not the left. Let's add a bit of light. I hope the paint remains dry till tomorrow so that I could rework on it. Painting seems pretty decent right now. I'm quite happy with it. After letting it dry, then I'll start working layer per layer and building it and refining it. But yeah, still I love the way the hands are there. Let's see. Mm, it is looking quite good. Hmm. So I guess I'll simply just place the color of the frog and I'll be done for the day. It's a shade of teal, so it's easy for me to mix the color. Just a shade of teal, a hint of black, and that's what the color is. A bit of white as well. Let me see, is this the color? No, it needs a bit of ultramarine blue as well. So how to distinguish it with the sky color? I don't know. Needs a bit of red, if I'm not wrong. Hint of red. Let's see. First, let's place the darker shades. For the time being, I'm just placing the color, not the exact color, but the color which I can match the best as per whatever I can see right now. If not the exact color, then the color in the ballpark. Hmm. Of course, I've messed up the values a bit in the process, but it's fine because now I can just simply place the darker shades. Now, those colors were not making any mark because I was using soft bristle brush. Instead, if I were using hard bristle brush, then making marks over here would have been relatively easier. Let's see. Yeah, it's looking somewhat like a dress. Now I have to mix the colors again. That is decent enough for the time being right now. Mm, So today's aim for my work was to at least cover the entire canvas. That's what I have done. So let me show you how the painting looks right now. I'm sure your your point of view is like it's a bit inclined and all. So this is how the painting looks right now after completing at least completing the first layer. Of course, this part looks way brighter, and I'll work on it. I'll try to make it a bit dark next time. Work on it probably tomorrow. Face is almost dry, but I wanted to cover the entire canvas today. That's why I didn't work on it. Now I'll be refining it step by step, and I'll try for it to resemble this painting. It's a beautiful work by William-Adolphe Bouguereau, and you can clearly see the. I love painting. I'm painting. I'm happy. That's all. Anyways, I'm done for today, so see you guys tomorrow.